Good evening. Thank you for tuning into the Big 12 Conference Recap Show. I'm your host Shane Falco with my co-host Don King. In this episode, we're going to go over the game of the week, look over the new spreads that are coming up for our new matchups, list the outstanding individual performances, and also go over the new rankings. The rankings will be shaken up a little bit thanks to the last week's game of the week, which was the Force versus the Zebras. Game definitely came down. It was styles, offense versus a new athletic defense, and the new defense proved to be the winner as they stifled the Zebras down the stretch. It was actually a close game for a little while, but then the Force imposed their will and forced them into a bad situation. So the conference #1 team remains on top. What do we got for the new spreads this week?
All right, spreads for week 3 in the Big 12. We got our first out-of-conference game for body count, facing No Limit. I got No Limit winning this game by 2 points at a score of 12-4. I just think the No Limit's defense is going to be too much for body count. They're just going to be too physical. Scrappers versus Zebras. I got Zebras losing by 6 points on that one, 20-14. I think the Scrappers are just going to spread them out with their receivers, and I think Chris, being back, showed the rest of the conference that the Scrappers are a team to beat, and they're not going to be a doormat like in previous seasons. We got Empire versus Franchise. I got Franchise win that game by 7, 20-13. I don't think that Empire keeps adding players. I don't think that they're going to have any type of chemistry to match up with that Franchise D-line. And I heard a rumor from a little birdie that Franchise picked up a couple corners because that was really their weakness versus the Scrappers. Scrappers just kept running 10-yard outs on them all game, throwing to linemen, and they just couldn't match up with it. And our last game of the conference, Wasted Talent versus the Force. I got the Force winning by 12 points. It's a really high spread, but aside from the one bomb that Stone is going to complete to his brother, I think the Force are going to lock them down, and I think the Dent's just going to run all over that defense. So good luck chasing them, Tommy, and good luck chasing them, Casey. What do you have for your new rankings there?
Well, thanks, Don. 12-4. It sounds like an 8-point difference, but who's counting? Well, the new rankings for the Big 12 are going to be the Force remaining on top, by far the cream of the crop in this conference, and so far it doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to slow them down. We got body count coming in at #2. Their only loss being to the Force in a very close game in overtime, and now they got to match up with No Limit, a team they historically dominated, but No Limit's got some new talent, so we'll see how that plays out. I'm going to go with the Scrappers at #3, just knocking off the Franchise, looking to rebound from last season's debacle and see if they can return to their normal form. Got the Franchise coming in at #4. I mean, a team defensively that's going to always keep them in games. Just can they score enough points? But right now, Penny's playing some very good ball, so we'll see how that works out. We got the Zebras there at #5. I mean, their offense is just going to do some damage. The Force was able to match up with them and shut them down, but not everyone has the Force's talent, so we'll see how the Zebras play out for the rest of the season. And Preston's going to be running his mouth, getting some calls, so we'll see what happens there. We got Empire coming in there at #6. Team that just hasn't found their groove. They finally got Josh the ball this week, but the unit made some plays and pulled it out. Had a big pick 6 late, so we'll see how the Empire plays out. Wasted Talent coming in at #7. Anyone that wears 143 in their jersey, I mean, there's a lot of love out there, but so far love doesn't equal victories. So we'll see what happens as the rest of the season plays out. Standout offensive and defensive performers this week. Got to go with Frank Dent from the Force. Mr. Primetime himself, 7 for 13, 110 yards, 1 touchdown passing, and 3 extra points converted through the air. He also carried the ball 4 times for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. So definitely was Primetime this week against the Zebras. Defensively, in a losing effort, I got to go with Floyd Keyshawn Hunt. 4 flag pulls, 3 sacks, and a big 4 safety. Tried to keep him in the game on defense, but just wasn't enough offense for the Empire to pull it out. What do you got for the upcoming game of the week there, Don?
All right, week 3 game of the week, Big 12. We got body count 1-1 versus No Limit 1-1 as well. Body count scoring 17 points per game, giving up 14 points per game. No Limit only scoring 6.5 points per game, and they're giving up 10 points per game. I do have No Limit winning this game. They did beat TMT. They lost to Super Sick-Witted, which is, I mean, pretty okay considering the fact that Super Sick-Witted is stacked. What do you think about the game of the week yourself?
Well, definitely. I mean, No Limit definitely played against the top 2 teams in the SEC already. Now they're going to drop down and play against the rival in body count. Historically, they've had a problem against body count, but this is not the same No Limit team. I mean, you got the new QB, probably one of the greatest to ever play in Las Vegas, and Gene. You got Peanut there at running back, and also added Lamont at wide receiver, so they're going to want to score some points. Surprising that they actually got shut out last week, even against that stacked sick-witted defense. Maybe this week Dwayne will actually get a stat. Who knows? I mean, so far he's been statless. So we'll see if the big guy can actually make an impact in the game. I actually think Nolan's going to pull this one out as well. I think those new additions are going to come together here after playing for a couple weeks now. And I see them definitely taking this game, so it's a good call. That's going to wrap it up here for the Big 12. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck to everyone on the field.